I had no idea what I was getting myself into when I started TMP. No clue. Fell into it quite by accident. True story. It started off with a 2008 tabletop review on the SOG Flash 1 posted to my Amazon account. Yeah, I had this really cool Sanyo digital camera. It was long before the iPhone. And I saw it did these digital movies. You know me and gadgets, right? I will find a use for that gadget. I was like, oh, that's cool. I can do like a little movie. I think I'll tell the world why I like this knife. And thus was born, I think, the world's very first tabletop review on anything. A guy showing an item, talking. It took off in Amazon. It did. Guys were like, this is cool. I love it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll throw it on my YouTube channel. Didn't think anything of it. Came back. 2,000 views, which at the time was enormous. I was laughing. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to start telling the world why I like and perhaps hate other things. And here we go. That's how it all started. You know the rest of the story. Now, intro that way because when I started TMP, again, I just learned as I went. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. 10-minute limitation on my videos. So 10-minute limitation on a gun review, on a knife review, on a backpack review, tactical item review, and I was rushed. I was like, oh my gosh, I only have 10 minutes. Finally, a TMPer contacted me like 14 years ago. Says, dude, you can become a partner and get that time limitation removed. And I'm like, what? What's a partner? Again, I was clueless. And sure enough, I investigated. You know the rest of the story. So I got that 10-minute limitation removed. I was like, oh my gosh. Sigh of relief, because now I can give the item its due diligence. I'm not rushed and just ripping through stuff and ripping people off. I felt that way. I was like, man, I forgot to tell them this. I forgot that. I couldn't do this competitive option. Yeah, I say this because I'm going to go well past the 10-minute mark on this outstanding EDC knife. It's the Civivi Elementum. Welcome to the Nut and Fancy Knife Show. Still in operation during the pandemic. Yeah, speaking of not knowing what the hell I'm doing. Hey, man, you're doing KRVs during economic collapse? Well, not yet, but maybe it's coming. I really don't know what's coming, but I'm seeing bad things develop when I'm filming this. Watch the B channel for my updates and opinions on all that. And the answer is yes, I am. Guys still need knives for their systems, coronavirus or not. And more importantly, they still need something to make them happy, to break the monotony of life. Especially when it's affordable like this knife. We'll call it 50-ish, subject to change. The Civivi Elementum. Now remember that Civivi is the value side of WE Knives. And WE Knives is fantastic. I do think they overprice a lot of their pieces. And I have said that in the knife show here in TMP. They're a bit overpriced. They're great, but a bit overpriced. So the Civivi side of the house is kind of my favorite because you can get a knife like this. Yeah, and I'm going to say a lot of great things about this knife. I am. And one reason the knife review is going to go longer is because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 competitive options here in the knife show, going up against, again, the pretty excellent Civivi Elementum. I really love this knife because it encapsulates some of my favorite features. And you guys know what they are. You've been watching the knife show here for so long, right? Most of y'all have. I have long-term TMPers. Been with me decade plus. Some of you guys from the very beginning, since when I started posting videos in 08, they probably saw my SOG Flash 1 video, which again, I think is still out there. I know it's on my channel. I eventually drug it over here, filmed with that little Sanyo camera. You know what I like, okay? And one reason I raved about the SOG was... That's right, it's very lightweight. 1.2 ounces for that knife. This one is only 2.8, y'all. 2.8, and here's a big reason why. Look at the skeletonizing in this. Oh my goodness, they have milled out every bit of the steel liner that they possibly can in the Elementum. Well done. Well done. Since we're here, we'll look at the lockup and the timing. It is a captured liner lock. Really tight lockup as it comes. It's going to be a light duty EDC knife. That's what I would classify this as. Definitely not a tactical blade. It's just a utility knife to carry around at 2.8 ounces. Very svelte and capable. The blade length is 2.6 inches of cutting length and almost 3 inches in overall length. Timing once again. Let's check the retention of the Elementum. Really nice. Flipper design, so there's no, tab here so you can deploy it. It's just a flipper. Really fast deployment. Phosphor bronze bushings on this, so not a caged ball bearing system. Centering is absolute perfection. Flow through design. Clean. Lanyard back here if you want to. This again is the brown micarta handle version. Comes in various colors. No hot spots that I can detect. One thing I like they've done too is they have really thin scales. So this is a thin knife to carry and put in your pocket. Very unobtrusive. Really nice. I love this brown micarta. I do. It's just beautiful. Looks great. Not G10. Brown micarta. I really love the brown color. Civivi logo on the single-sided pivot. Mini Torx. I do like double-sided for the record. I've said that before. No hot spots on the flipper tab either. Look at that, dudes. So chamfered, rounded. A little bit of jimping there. There's your stop pin. Good internal look at the pivot. Again, I think the speed on this really can't be improved. It comes out great. Nice clip, deep carry clip, and they got it right, again, by blackening it. I don't like shiny clips if I can get away from them. I don't. I don't know. Just like blackened clips. Maybe titanium, burnished clips. I like those. Really a nice knife. Really nice knife. And here's the size, and you're going to see it with competitive options too. So this is a smaller knife, and I love the smaller options for utility EDCing. Still, to this day, I mean, I said that in the flash review, right? It's like, yeah, you can clip this to your pocket, completely forget about it. Totally excellent knife. D2 is a steel, by the way. Hollow ground, satin finished, unsharpened swedge, rounded shoulders here. The jimping is moderate. It could be improved. Minor ding for that. I do have gloves, so you don't see my jagged nails. And the steel is fantastic, really. So it's an upgraded steel along the lines of an imported knife, right? So a lot of guys will like D2 over 8CR, 9CR, something like that. Definitely 420. Nice, and it comes really sharp out of box. I mean, I can't improve the edge on this. At least this one, the Elementum. I think that's an SU-27 in the background, by the way. Wish I had one of these in real life. With all the maintenance and fuel paid for, man, would I have a good time. I'd take you guys for rides if I had a two-place. Go riding in our SU-27. I think that's what this is. Cool model, man. More tabletop fun here in the project, and here we go with, you know what's coming. Some really fun competitive options. So this one, I don't know if I've reviewed yet. It's also an offshore produced knife. It's this steel will, I always have to say that slowly, Modus F25. Also, I believe in D2. No, this is M390 actually. Check this out. Yeah, so this is going to be heavier. It's like 3.6 ounces. It comes in blue, OD, green, black, D2 steel, M390. To me, it reminds me of the CRKT Prowess. The Modus does. And this is Italian made, as you can see. I really like the milling on the G10 scales here. So these are G10, not micarta. I do prefer the micarta just because it's cooler to me, personally. There's that shiny clip, and it's not deep carry. Kind of a ding. G10 backspacer OD. I do like that. Looks really good against the black version right here. Sharpened I shouldn't say sharpen, but some abrupt edges on the flipper tab, I would probably work that over with my Dremel a little bit. So not hollow ground, but flat ground, kind of a sheep's foot blade. It's a nice knife though, it really is, it's a nice knife. Nice speed. Jimping on this is fantastic, it really is. On the Modus, it's fantastic. Look at that, dudes. If you like the prowess, check this one out, you'll like it. That's the first competitive offering. And again, I don't know if I'll review that separately, but it's kind of an interesting size comparison. This is a bigger knife. Would I EDC a Modus? Yeah, totally. I don't think it's too big. It could probably flex into a tactical philosophy views, to be honest. Totally could. Move these up here. And then we go on with the next competitive option. I have reviewed this. It's like $25. It's a Boker Alligator Toast. Here's that 440A option. Hollow ground, 3.8 ounces. I do love this knife just because it's so affordable. I just love it. I think it's cool. It's a cool knife. 25 bucks. Say if you got an Alligator Toast, if you would like it. Deep carry. Unfortunately, it's tipped down though. And I forgot to show you the thickness of the pocket clip and if there's any intrusions from the screws, and the answer is no. You can see they're flush mounted. And I'm reminded of that with this Alligator Toast. You can see the difference right there. Minor thing, minor thing. Next competitive option. Oh my gosh, I love this knife too. This is kind of a weird one, dudes. It's because it's a different style of knife, but man, do I love it. It is a Boker Plus Urban Trapper in a clip blade, VG10 steel orange version. Oh, that's cool, dudes. That's freaking cool. Have you even seen this one yet? Look at that. Oh my gosh. So the Trapper comes in a lot of different variations, and it's a variation of the FR. So here's the FR and S35. This is the drop version. I have shown you this a lot. Speaking of titanium clips, there's one right there. Really cool. This one keeps bending on me though. That's a downside to titanium. It is what it is. Great knife though. I just love this knife. Great looking knife. Titanium. I'll take its quirks. But I'm just showing you this because it's hilarious. Brad Zinker collaboration with Boker. Oh my gosh, it's such a cool knife. No jimping, so that's the weirdness on this. Rounded spine. Really long, elegant blade. And honestly, it's interesting putting this competitive option on the table because, as I've said in other KRVs, I love a longer blade that's shaped just like this for basically everything I do EDC. Tell me if you're the same way. A broader blade like the Modus here, not so much the Elementum because I think that's a nice blend. Same with the Alligator. I just like it. It's good. Here's another one, and man, speaking of mass drop, now called drop, a lot of TMPers have bought this from my review, and they absolutely love it, and you're wise to love it. It is the Ferrum Forge Gent, y'all, making another appearance in the show. Oh my gosh, you can see I engraved this 2018. That's when I first reviewed it, and look at the steel on this sucker, S35. And it's like $100. I'll put the link below. And the drop gets activated a lot from you guys, from TMP Nation, that activate it. So they keep coming back. And so I think this is a drop coloration. The steel is specific to drop. And it's just fantastic. It's one of my all-time favorite EDC blades. It really is. Albeit, as with some of these other flipper designs, you can't wave it from pocket. So that's a slight downside, but very minor. Beautiful G10 here. Very elegant pocket clip. Titanium frame on this one. That is the mass drop. This one's really collectible. It's because it's before they call themselves drop, mass drop. Yeah, Gent. What a great knife. Oh my gosh. Lots of competitive options, dudes. How about this? CRKT Crossbones. Speaking of an elongated EDC knife. I love this knife. I do. It is great. I have reviewed it already along with the Jumbones. The Jumbones. Look that review up. I don't know if I have posted it before this one. Who knows? It's coming. Stay in Patreon. You'll see it first there for sure. Flat grinding. Look at this, dudes. Upswept blade. Ball bearing deployment. A downside would be the sharp edges on the handle. That's a ding. Again, every knife has quirks. Nice jimping on it though. Captured liner lock, aluminum frame. Very lightweight for what it is. Let's compare it against the Elementum. And again, it's just a different approach to a utility knife, an EDC knife. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. Cool. By the way, the watch for the review, I love it. It is the Momentum Field Walker Still automatic, illuminated white face, black hands, sapphire crystal, 4 o'clock crown. What a great watch. What a great watch. 44 millimeters in diameter, so it's very versatile for a lot of different wrist sizes. Next, competitive options. Do you guys like this? I do. I think it's fun. How about this? It's going to be the well, let me make sure I get this right. Gonzo Firebird FH41 D2 steel again, 3.6 ounces. I only paid $27 for it. Boom. Powder blue G10. Yeah, so it really is similar to the Elementum, right? Albeit a little bit bigger, but the blade style is similar, albeit this is hollow ground, this is flat ground. Oh, I signed that one LTC, nutnfancy. That's cool. D2 steel. Same steel. This has a shiny pocket clip. I, again, prefer this one. Albeit this one has more width to it, so it can take thick tactical pants. And there is an attempt at milling the liners. You can see the milling right here. I think the Civivi does a better job of it. Good jimping on this. Not awesome, but good. Just a really nice knife. This is a really good knife for the money. I mean, dude, if you can find it, what, $27 I have on there? No brainer. No brainer. Yeah, I sticker it up, bro. Oh, I know all the details. Get it right. Great knife, though. For the money, it's fantastic. Let's see. Another competitive offering. Oh, my gosh. I love this knife. Really a different knife than the Elementum. And basically everything on the table. I have reviewed this separately, and that's going to be a really fun review because I throw the Matrix in with it. And it's going to be the Kershaw Reverb XL, $32, 2.2 ounces, 8CR 13 MOV. Really cool knife. I told you it's completely different than the Elementum. I'm coming at you from all angles on these competitive options, and I think that's fun. But the price on this, did I write the price down? $32 is what I paid for it. That's awesome. I mean, this is more of a second cool knife. I think it's much slower to deploy. It doesn't have a flipper tab. It has like milling here, an indentation for deployment. A little bit slower. Man, it's cool though. It's just a really cool knife. I'll just throw it out there so you can consider it. Oh my gosh, this is cool. This is, again, out from left field. It's a CRKT CEO. This is a standard black version, although Blade HQ does have back in stock, at least when I'm filming this, the olive drab gold tie-nye version. Oh my gosh, what a cool knife that is. Here's the standard black version of the CEO. The office pen knife of choice for many TMPers. IKBS on this. Great knife. I just love it. It really is cool. Affordable for what it is. There's some milling going on in this. It is tipped down. I'm okay with it in the CEO. I said that in the review just because of the design, how the handle is, and then it just camouflages so well. Really a cool knife. Thumb stud deployment. So it's not a flipper. So basically every knife I have on the table except this one is a flipper. Or that one too. Competitive offerings. There you go. Really fun. Told you it'd be longer than 10 minutes. I'm not going to take anything away from the Elementum though. Go check out my links below. Use them, please. It supports the show. Doesn't cost you a dime or even a penny more. And it supports those who support me. Thank you very much. And man, is it a great knife. It really is. I understand already it's a bestseller at Blade HQ. Already. They sell the heck out of this knife. It's one of their most popular EDC knives, and I can totally see why. I mean, is there anything wrong with the knife? Sharpen up the jimping, I think. I always like a flipper and a thumb stud option for deployment. I would like that. If somehow they can make a waveable version so it could deploy out of pocket, that would be perfection. Other than that, they got everything right. Lightweight, cost, good steel, finishing is perfect. The quality is perfect. Nut and fancy.